Greetings brothers and welcome to another video, and today I think I got something interesting. It's something interesting that people will be interested into, and that is already said in the title, so I might as well just get into it and all that. So it seems like, from the new Horus Heresy book, there's a screenshot being posted in my Discord, and it seems like, from what I've noticed by far, is that more or less Games Workshop are trying to slowly push this idea of female Marines. Now, what do I say of this? Well, it starts from this screenshot that is called the process of initiation, and I might as well just read it for you, and I'll explain what is the problem with this image. The process of initiation. A Space Marine is transformed from a mere human frailty by a threefold process of genetic manipulation, surgical augmentation, and psycho-conditioning that ideally takes place over the years during the individual's adolescence. That the process is conducted while the body is undergoing maturation presents the highest chance of survivability and the lowest chance of tissue rejection, and although partial enhancement of adult subjects is possible, it is extremely dangerous. Only a small percentage of potential candidates will for one reason or another be regarded as suitable because of genetic, environmental, or psychological factors, and even amongst these, many do not survive the process. I hope as you're reading through this or listening through this, there's a very important element when it comes to this, and I hope you noticed that, and if you didn't, then skill issue. I'll continue this, but I'll mention in the end what is missing, and hopefully people just notice that. The reluctant Space Marine is in many ways no longer functionally human, but is massively advantaged in terms of psychological strength, durability, and reflexes over even the most physically adept, unaugmented human warrior. Their bodies are also phenomenally efficient biological engines, resistant to disease, contamination, radiation, and poison. In addition, they are all but impervious to the natural consequences of aging and cell decay, other than by extreme physical trauma or incremental toxin and contaminated damage. So, as you can see from the process of initiation, it has not mentioned once that it's being taken by a man, because as we understand when it comes to Space Marines is they are taking only males, and because they're the most, genetically better than women, like who would have thought, and because they are just most physically durable, they might as well just build them up like this. But in this process of initiation in the new Horus Heresy book, it seems like now they're slowly pushing this idea, at least what I'm predicting, at least. I could be wrong. I might bite my tongue later on. But it seems like here, essentially, is that it's just humans, man. It's just humans. Yeah. Anybody can be a Space Marine now. And doesn't even specifically say there are only males. So it seems like another retcon in the list. But ladies and gentlemen, here we go again. Now, unlike the female custodians video model that I thought it was funny, but this one is a little bit more legit. This is a little bit more legit just to show that, yeah, it seems like it's becoming a thing. Since 8th edition, it seems like the cracks are breaking and is slowly and subtly showing that there's going to be female Space Marines eventually. Because, Horus Heresy was more or less the excuse to make, whatever you want. When you had Horus Heresy as the mistake thing, that it's only the past and only the past and nobody knows much about past, but for some reason the Horus Heresy just had so many details now that we know everything. The Dark King, the Emperor, the Horus and Chaos and what he stole from the Chaos Gods and all that fucking shit. We just know everything now. And now it has come to the point that it shows in the Horus Heresy books or the 2.0 Codex is that they're not even showing that these Space Marines are, male only. And it seems like it's just humans. Humans who are, can get into it and just be psychologically adept. Very funny. But yeah, no, this is just to make a short video just to show this where it's just like, yeah, it's... Honestly, in my personal opinion, it's inevitable. You have these small incremental changes around Space Marines, and the most evident one that most people notice is fucking female custodians. So if that happens with female custodians, and then you had the post from Warhammers for Everyone where they said they will just represent and diversify anyone that they like, it's just a matter of time where they're gonna make female Space Marines. And now, is it gonna be like a massive killer to Warhammer 40k? I personally don't think so. Because in the end, not Warhammer 40k, Games Workshop really doesn't like their audience that they have. They want the audience that they want. So if this just wants to kick their audience out and just have an audience that they want, fuck, yeah, might as well, they're just gonna go through this. Yeah, fucking female custodians, not female custodians. Yeah, female Space Marines, yeah, fucking, might as well, they're gonna do it, and they would do it willingly. But they just have to do it very subtly, to the point it's just normalized for everyone, and because it's normalized, it's just more acceptable. As I keep saying every time in my videos, it's a boiling frog syndrome. Small incremental changes over time just shows the whole outcome. What is that democracy officer mentioned? Like, something about like, oh, small breadcrumbs, it becomes a loaf, more or less. That's what's happening here. It's just small incremental changes that people didn't notice or just thought it wasn't a big deal, and then years later, look where we're at now. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to be immediate, where we just have female Space Marines, or we'll just have to give it like another couple years later, where it's just going to be like, yeah, we just have female Space Marines now. So, the problem is not of if they do female Space Marines, it's more of when. Anyways, I'm going to leave this video as it is. It's only like 7 minutes long, more or less, as I'm recording this. Alright, anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys. You can check me on my donation platforms if you like, or just join into my socials, like my Discord and all that. And then thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Goodbye, my brothers, and take care.